Hello and welcome to Weekly Fix. I'm Zane and this is Jacob, and we are so excited to talk about a new Marvel project today. We have a little bit more with a little bit of anticipation. It is the first episode of the month, but we don't quite have our exact rundown. Not a lot coming out, and we just did our full yearly rundown last month. So if you want to know what's coming out in December, movie wise, or December, yeah, you can check that out too. But if you want to know in February, it feels like December because it's so daggone cold. But if you want to know what comes out in February, you can check it out on that episode. But Jacob, before we get into all of this, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Like you said, it is cold, but we really can't
So
complain too
cold.
much because a lot of places have it a lot worse than we do right now. It's
I don't know,
it's really
man.
just
I'm gonna complain. It's so cold.
no. My brother's been sending me videos of what they're dealing with, and I'm like, yeah, at least we don't have the snow on the ground. I can
The
at least say
snow
that
is
much.
that's a big plus. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I'll take the cold, the little bit of the chilly wind for a couple weeks out of the year to avoid all of that they're dealing with. But other than that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, my brother-in-law living in Baltimore has sent some insane pictures of like him walking on top of the ice that's on top of snow. I'm
Yeah,
like, no thanks. That sounds
not
awful.
worth it.
Yeah,
Not worth
no, not worth the squeeze. Yeah. Oh man. Wonder Man dropped. You had a promise. You had a promise. Do you want to tell our viewers what your promise was?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch all of these Marvel shows, whether I like it or not. Now, I did say last week, though, I did say a very slim chance I do get through all of it in 1 week.
Okay.
So I did buffer it with that, but I've enjoyed. I've watched 2 episodes so far. I've enjoyed it a lot. It was not really the story I was expecting, which is more so kind of a pleasant surprise, which is very
Okay.
exciting. I'm excited for these next few episodes. Um, Other than that, yeah, it's been a fun thing. Is this only the second or third Marvel Spotlight show we've ever gotten?
I believe this is only the second.
Is it the second? Because what was it? Was Werewolf by Night? That was a
That was
Spotlight show,
but it wasn't a show. That
I
was a
think.
special.
Yeah, but was it part of the Marvel
It was
Spotlight?
Spotlight. Yeah.
And then was Echo
Echo
part of
was
the
also
Marvel
Spotlight.
Spotlight? Is this maybe technically the third Marvel Spotlight?
I I would have to check, but yeah, I think it is probably right
Yeah.
around there.
So this one's pretty good. It's better than the other two, in my opinion. Obviously, significantly better than the one. Like, we're not even gonna talk about the one. But I've enjoyed it so far. I think it's the best Marvel Spotlight. I think if this is what more of the Marvel Spotlight was gonna be, I would like to get a lot more of this type of stuff.
Okay.
But again, only 2 episodes in. I know you have finished it and you've enjoyed the whole thing, so that gives me more excitement to continue watching through the series. But no, so far I've enjoyed it.
Okay. And now, have you seen Werewolf by Night?
Yes, I have seen that one,
What?
and
How did you
unfortunately,
feel
we've
about
seen
that?
Echo.
Yeah, if you want to know, you want to hear some absolute rage, you can tune into last year's episode of the review on Echo. Listen to
Yep,
Jacob destroy and tear that thing apart. Uh, that was
hated
a
it.
fun. That was a fun one. It
Hated
was
it.
a fun one to hear.
Yeah,
Now, with that out of the way, what did you think of Werewolf by Night? I don't know if I've ever heard your thoughts on this.
I I've enjoyed it. I don't necessarily. It's not something like it's a standout Marvel project for me. It's not like one of those things that I like honestly really think about a whole lot.
Okay.
Um, but kind of exactly, it's more so in the vein of what I thought Marvel spotlights were gonna be. That's exactly what I thought they were gonna be. More of those like special things. I almost feel like Echo and Wonder Man don't really necessarily fit the spotlight thing. I almost think spotlight should be reserved a little bit more for like those special type things, right? I
Okay.
feel like
Like
shows that have like an
offbeat
entire
characters.
season. Yeah, a little bit. And I think Echo is definitely an offbeat character. I think Wonder Man is kind of right there. So I don't think they're far off on that regard. I just think for like the shows that have like episodes releases like this one has and like Echo did, I feel like they're a little bit different than just like the spotlight stuff. But if this is what they want the spotlight to be, I think it's a good time and an opportunity to showcase it. But I do feel like Wonder Man in particular is almost like on the verge of not really being a spotlight show. Like he doesn't have any like huge comic runs. He's really not like a significant character in Marvel. But at the same time, I still think it's a little bit he's right there, right? He's right on the cusp of not being just a spotlight character, but more so being a little bit more mainstream. And I hope this show gets him to that point. Because like I said,
Yeah.
only 2 episodes in, but I really do like the type of style that we're getting for his character.
Yeah, his character in the comics, his character's character really doesn't allow him to be a mainstream because he is more of a he wants to be more of a movie star than he does want to be a
Yep.
hero, which I thought they did a really good job in this series for. I guess we're jumping right into this review.
Yeah.
Hopping right in. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said, pleasantly surprised. There was definitely a little bit of anticipation for a little bit more, and obviously in these Marvel shows we are wanting to kind of kick up the notch. However, this is so much better done than if they would have swung big and missed. Like I would rather
Mhm.
for them to stay low, and they do. Spoiler alert for you. They don't blow this thing out of the proportional. He doesn't punch Thanos in the face. He doesn't go take on a
Darn.
government. He doesn't, do a bunch of terrorists or do a time loop. No, this stays very like low stakes, low scale, and really gets to see his acting chops. I mean, there are so many scenes in this, and I guess because he's an actor, that you really get to see a Yaya. I think that's how you say his name, Yaya. You get to see just how good he does as Simon Williams, and then auditioning for these roles and saying these classic lines, and really getting to see him just act his butt off has been so nice. And then to get Joe Pantoliano on in here, I mean, that was so cool. Such a nice touch. Beautiful placement of that's what I would consider is a cameo of a real world person. Just an awesome little acting stint, kind of like the Kevin Bacon of Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy holiday special. Ben Kingsley kills this thing. Absolutely kills this thing. The story is isolated, heartfelt, and really well done. So,
Yeah, one thing you mentioned the cameo thing. The 2 episodes I've watched, I feel like they've done a really good job of like making it feel like real worldly. Like the almost like the very first scene, he's like, "Oh, I loved you in Twilight," and I just think those are like fun little moments that like kind of make it feel not as big almost. Like it kind of keeps you in the loop of what the show is and what it's trying to be. And those things I really do appreciate with it. And you touched on it. His acting is phenomenal. Like I love the casting that they did for him as Simon Williams. Super good. 2 episodes in, and I already want to see him in another project at some point. I would like to see how he does interact with, more people in the Marvel universe because I think it would be a really fun opportunity there. But again, you don't want him to blow it up too much, like you said. You do want to keep this one low scale. If this is where they want the character to be, that's fine. But I do like his involvement so far in the Marvel universe because I think it's been a good direction they're going with him.
yeah, and I've already heard the buzzing around that people have complained. Why is Wonder Man not like if he's had powers all this time? Why didn't he fight Thanos? That's a garbage take. Like, did you watch the show? Because honestly, the dude doesn't want anyone to know he has powers. He doesn't want to have the powers. He's not happy that he has them. He wants to be an actor, and he could care less that he has superpowers, and he's frustrated when he has to use them. So I think this kind of does put that as like the burden that it could have been. Like having the responsibility of superpowers in the real world would be life changing. It would ruin your life because now you have all these, you know, power as a vision loves to say, power invites challenge. And so strength invites challenge. And so as you get more strength, you are inviting these challenges that come along, which could be, you know, life altering, life threatening for your family and a ton of other stuff. So I understand it. And I think that's a really good realistic take on this show is like, hey, I don't want to be a hero. And now it's hard for me to buy into this character a little bit, and that's one of my critiques is that I don't that's less interesting to me than someone who wants to be a hero. Like I want somebody to do good. I want somebody to make a difference. I want somebody to save the day. And so a uh, reluctant hero to me is not as good of a story as somebody who wants to be a hero. And so that kind of knocks a point for me just because I don't buy into the character as much, even though it's super realistic and very well done. I want my heroes to be heroes, and he's definitely not at this moment.
Well, and I think that's what I actually appreciate more about it because we do have so many of the let the heroes be heroes, right? Like Spider-Man, for example, he lets the heroic abilities that he does let him take over his life. Like he does put that at the like whether it's detrimental to him or not, he does that. And we have so many other characters that do that. I mean, we kind of see that with like Superman, for example, right? He'll push himself beyond his limits to save. We literally see it in the movie a squirrel, right? Like they will go so far out of their way. And so I think that's why I've enjoyed this kind of breath of fresh air is like what would it be like if there was a character that did have the ability to do these things but didn't want to? Right? They did want to live that normal life and they did almost go out of their way to not be a superhero. And I kind of like that. It's a little refreshing. It's a different take on the hero stuff than we're accustomed to, which I think has been a good like breath of fresh air for really the MCU in general. Because if you think about it, most of the characters we get, they either are a villain or they want to be a hero. We don't really get kind of this like walking the line of just I don't really want to deal with that. I just want to live my life and do the thing that I've always dreamed of doing. And so that's why I like him so much is because he clearly has his goal in mind of he wants to be an actor and that's what he's chasing. And another thing I really appreciate with these type of characters is I love when a character is in the pursuit of one thing, right? I just got watched Marty Supreme recently. That movie is him in the pursuit of being the best ping pong player, right? I love his joy and his devotion to being an actor in this show, right?
Yeah.
He is super knowledgeable. He knows all these actors. He knows all these lines. I love seeing a character that loves what they're doing, and I think he plays that off to a T. So for me, him not really wanting to be a hero and really devoting his life to something else, I kind of enjoy so far.
Yeah, and it is a breath of fresh air, like you said, to kind of see him in his life not wanting like still wanting to live. And She-Hulk tried to do that. She-Hulk tried to
Yeah,
show a hero that, but they didn't do it well. It was done so poorly. The writing was so off. It wasn't real. Like the line delivery of situations where you would be talking to these people never really made sense. When this guy is talking to an all-star director, he has reverence. He is talking
yeah.
with careful like direction. He is pointed with his comments. Like you said, the references to him knowing all these scripts, knowing all these people is super really cool.
Yeah.
Just to have that, you know, uh, Rolodex of quotes and movies and people, it's been very, very, very cool to see. And he continues that throughout the whole time. I know you haven't got to it yet, but there's one scene where they go knocking on doors, and he's like, "Hey, this is like from episode like 4, season 3 of Law and Order. We're gonna play this role." Like, it's super cool.
Yeah.
So, I really like it, dude. It's so good. It's very well done, and the fact is, even if this wasn't a superhero show, this would be a really nice. I would enjoy watching this. It's not because it's Marvel, it's good, and then you add it to Marvel. Like you're adding the complication of superpowers to an already cool and good premise, which is what you meant is the pursuit of greatness, the pursuit of being a great actor, the pursuit of landing that role, the pursuit of happiness. Now, this comes
Mhm.
at the expense of his relationships, this comes at the expense of his family. And so there is a little bit of challenge, and we get to see him kind of overcome that and what his view of himself and his view of his family may or may not be right, but we get to see it through his lens. We get to see what he thinks of his family, what he gets to see. And as he gets information revealed to him, then it's revealed to the audience. And it's really cool. And then the last episode is really good. And one of the things that a lot of Marvel shows do that is so frustrating is they crescendo at episode 4, and then it's like a letdown to the end. It's like, oh man, episode 4 was the masterpiece, amazement, like super good. But this one just built. This one just built all the way to the season finale, and then the season finale has its moment, and then it plays a nice violin exit for the rest of the episode, letting you know what's going forward, where's Wonder Man going. And I was really impressed with this show. I was very, very impressed. I would say definitely give it a watch if you haven't been watching Marvel TV. You haven't wanted to watch any of the shows. You haven't been keeping up with anything. Standalone, completely standalone. You could not have seen an entire like any of the Marvel projects. You could watch this and enjoy it.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head, right? Like, we want projects that are good in and of themselves and not because they are related to this IP giant that we love. Talk about it a lot with Andor, right? Andor is a masterpiece of just storytelling, not because it's Star Wars, but because it's just a well written show. And it feels like Marvel has always been in their own way of that. Star Wars, too. I mean, Andor is really the only example of that not being the case. But Marvel, I feel like, has been in that same way. Like, we have to make it tie in. It has to be at Marvel at the forefront. But it really doesn't. Like, if we just like the elements of it being ushered in. Like, I noticed one of the first scenes in the show when he's walking on set, we see the Rogers the musical sign, right?
Yeah.
Like, little things like that are what connect it to the universe. That's what's making it a Marvel show. It's not necessarily a Marvel show because he has superpowers or because he's doing this or that. It's those elements. We like just the universe that we're in. We love to see these little connections. I'm cool when there's just like a news blurb on the screen, Hulk crashes through Manhattan. That's all we need to know it's connected to the universe. There's still a
Yeah.
lot of stories to be told. So I love that. I hope Marvel does more of that because there are a lot of cool stories that they could tell about just everyday people in the Marvel universe that can still have a cool tie-in into there. And I hope this is something that maybe they recognize and maybe they start to go that direction a little bit more. But yeah, I love that it is a standalone thing. We always talk about that in our TV show reviews and projects. Can you watch this by itself? And so far for me, you just said it could, and 2 episodes in, it feels like it can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And they have such a cool premise for why he can't use his superpowers. The Soviet Accords are kind of laughed at almost in the MCU. Like, yeah, we had Civil War and we did that thing, but we really haven't seen that be a problem
Mhm.
outside of Spider-Man, kind of. But using this Dorman policy, which you haven't got to in episode 4 yet, 4 or 5, but giving the background of that, and then also just like making it a financial insurance risk, like, hey, we can't afford the insurance of having a
Yeah.
superhero on set because they're unpredictable. It could go so
Yep.
wrong. And so that's really, really cool. I thought that was a great storytelling. And, that entire episode is dedicated to a flashback. It's shot in black and white, very stylistic, very well acted. The guy who plays Dorman, man, I can't remember his name. I'm not going to have it. But anyway, the guy who plays him does a fantastic job. Very, very impressed with his acting and kind of just telling the story of someone who does the good thing, rises to fame, and then has to deal with fame. Your 15 minutes of fame. So super cool. Episodes ding dong. Episode 4, pretty cool. Chelsea was watching episode 4 with me, and she was like, "What show are we watching?" Like, I could tell like she was not. I don't think she loved episode 4, but I loved episode 4 because it built so much of the premise of this had to be you can't have superpowers and be in Hollywood. Like, that has to be the driving factor of why this dude cares so much. And episode 4 really does a great job of saying, "Hey, this is what, happens when superheroes have powers on set." And it's such a unique thing. It's not like somebody like blew up a studio or something. It's really cool. So I'm interested for you to get there. And there's a little bit of tie-in, almost maybe to Spider-Man, maybe a Spider-Man villain, kind of in this. So I'm excited to see what the future
Well,
holds for Dorman.
is the director for the show? I think he's helping with the Spider-Man with Brand New Day, isn't he? Or is he might be one of the major pieces for, is it what, Destin Daniel Creighton or something like that? Something, I forget his name off the top of my head. I think he's the director, or maybe the writer or something along the lines. I think he has
I
a
actually
part
have no
in
clue who did this.
I
I
think he
guess I
has a
should have looked that
part
in.
in I can check real quick.
Yeah, Destin Daniel
Um
Cretton.
I think he is on Spider-Man Brand New Day in some form, or let me look.
Yeah, because he did Shang-Chi, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think,
wrote
yeah, and I think
Shang-Chi,
he's,
and
yep.
he's
I
writing the
think he's doing
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
No,
So very well could be yeah, he's
is he
directing Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep, he's directing it.
directing?
So very well could be a Spider-Man thing, which is really cool, right?
Is
Like
he directing
I
Spider-Man?
yep, that's what IMDb says. So
Okay, it's
that's
not on
Daniel
his
Cretton.
upcoming, which is weird.
Yeah, it's on the official Spider-Man Brand New Day page.
Director upcoming. Here it is. Nice.
Yeah. So that very well could be a tie-in, which is cool, right? If he has the opportunity to do some of those things. And one thing
Yeah.
you talked on that I want to bring back up is, She-Hulk, right? Now that I can see Marvel can do something like this, how cool would it have been to really just get a courtroom drama about superheroes? Like that's
Right.
exactly what She-Hulk needed to be. That's what I was going in with the expectations it was gonna be. And we get a little bit of that like the first episode, and then it's just like
Some of the worst lawyer scenes you've ever seen.
yeah, like imagine if we got like an actual good lawyer show about one thing. It didn't need to be a whole bunch of stuff. We have one character that has powers, don't really know a whole lot about him, but they've been accused of something, and she is the lawyer that's hired because she's the superhero, and that would have been so cool. I think Marvel just has missed so many opportunities along this way to give
Oh
us
yeah.
stuff like that. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier. I hope this changes their mind on some of those things and they realize like, these projects can be good without it having to be tie-in city, right? Like it can be a character in and of themselves. Just give us those little spots here and there that shows that it's connected to the Marvel universe and we're pretty happy about it. So, yeah. Nonetheless, I'm excited. You finished it. Do you expect to see more of Wonder Man soon, or do you think this is something that gets put on the back burner?
I think we'll see him soon.
Okay.
I think we'll see him soon, especially now, how can you if he's not in Doomsday already, like how can you really plan for him? I feel like they've been so open with everything else. I feel like they would have already told if he was in Doomsday,
Yeah.
and it seemed like a risk to put him there before his show
Yeah.
came out because they had to do it such poorly timed. So probably Secret Wars. I'd say we'll
Okay.
see him in Secret Wars. There was no post credit thing that said he'll return, but he definitely like Wonder Man. Wonder Man's got some power. Like
Yeah.
he got some punch. So it would be really cool to kind of see him in Secret Wars, and obviously like if we do get the West Coast Avengers, which I kind of kept thinking we're gonna get, he would be a prime candidate for West Coast Avengers, LA based and everything. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, very cool.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited to finish it up. I might try to get an episode in after we finish up here, see before I go to bed tonight, how early it is
Yeah,
I go to bed. But the one thing we really haven't touched on is the runtime of the episodes.
yeah,
Very short. Like almost like when they end, I'm like, holy cow, it's already over. Which sometimes I don't mind. I wish there was maybe like an extra 10 minutes in each episode,
I think
just to give us a little more runtime. Because I feel like the two episodes I watched, they kind of end pretty abruptly. Like I'm like, okay, we're going, and it's like credits. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, well, I'll start the next episode, which might lend itself well to why they released it all at once.
it
But
does.
I do think that's an interesting aspect of it because usually Marvel's a little longer, got a little more to say than they did with this show.
Which I think really lend well to the pacing of the show. Like I think the pacing of this show really just hit its beats so well, like beat after beat after beat. Never really got too fast, never hit a lull. And I think part of that lends its well to, hey, Cretton did a great job with his time management. We had 30 minutes of story to tell. We told 30 minutes of story. There is one kind of subplot throughout the film that I kind of knock a point off for because it seems like a waste of time. It's not really expanding the story much, but it's still enjoyable. So I'm not like it's not like a, oh man, it's a 7 now. So because of that. But it's, it definitely is something they wasted some time on, but it's all right.
Well, there's one of the episodes I was just flipping through them. It was like 25 minutes. I was like, holy cow, this is like animation level stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting and interested to see if that's like a theme Marvel
Yeah.
wants to continue with their shows. Like, are we going to see shorter runtimes for Daredevil season 2, or is this really just like a Marvel spotlight thing?
I think it's just that this is what the director needed. He needed
Yeah,
8
just what he
episodes
wanted to
of
tell.
30 minutes. And
Yeah.
I think if we can go with what the story needs, then that's the best thing. If your story needs an hour to get it out, like, and that's the beat that you're playing your drum to, like that's what you need to do. Instead of trying to, put 5 hours of content into 4 episodes, space it
Yeah.
out, slow it down, do what you need to do. And so I'm glad to see get away from the 6 episode 45 minutes because that seemed like a framework that they were required to be in, which
Yeah.
sometimes hampers storytelling. So if what we can do now is instead of just hampering that storytelling, we can put it where it belongs in the time frame it belongs and Marvel's okay with it, then that's what we need to do.
Yeah. No, I'm interested to see if that's a theme that continues. Like, have we been given the Daredevil season 2 like episode, like how many episodes there will be and stuff like that yet?
I don't know. Dude, I would be very surprised if it was shorter episodes.
I would too. That's why I don't think this is something like that'll really become a trend for them.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see if it, since it has been kind of well received, the show as a whole. I wonder if that will impact them moving forward. And I think, is this the only Marvel show we have before Spider-Man? Well, besides like Daredevil. But is there anything else in that time frame? I know we have like the Punisher special, but that's like a special thing. It's not really
Well, we don't know when
a
that is.
show.
I was actually going to talk about that. Like, I can't believe we don't have a release date for that yet.
Well, and I was so under the impression it was happening before the Daredevil season. I don't know
That's what
why
I
I thought
thought.
that. I
Well,
thought it was a February release, and I just haven't heard anything.
that's
So,
what they planned for. It was early 2026. And
okay.
everyone was
So,
expecting this because Wonder Man was supposed to be late 2025. And then it all kind of got shifted and then it didn't come out. So I think either his involvement in Spider-Man is so big that they need to push it toward that,
yeah.
or he isn't involved in season 2 at all of
Yeah, which is going to
Daredevil.
be weird because
That's
is he
weird.
just, are we just supposed to assume he's locked up in Kingpin's like thing for an
Lair.
entire season of Daredevil? Like, I don't know. So who knows? But yeah, so I think those are the only things that we have though before Spider-Man, correct? When does Vision Quest come out?
Late this year. It comes out
Okay,
like
so
in the fall.
okay, so that's going to be after Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm interested to see if there's anything else when that Punisher
Does
special will drop. And
X-Men 97 season 2 drop before then?
oh, that might be, yeah. I think you're right. I think that's a summer release, but I don't know for
Yeah.
sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, I had the list pulled up, but I
Which
backed
that's
out of it.
another thing we haven't even gotten a trailer for. Like, it's just Marvel's operating in a very weird thing right now. It feels like all eyes are pointed towards Doomsday, but we still have some big projects that I feel like should be getting some attention that aren't right now. So,
Yeah. No, and honestly on this little article it's Punisher's not even mentioned. So that's
be
super
interested to
weird.
see. Yeah, it probably got canned.
Dude, no
Marvel's
shot.
probably like,
Dude.
let's just put it into the Spider-Man movie. It's just part of the movie now. He gets
And on
45
this one
minutes.
it just says 2026 release date. It doesn't
Okay.
say when.
So yeah, Marvel's just operating so weird right now. I feel like we've been saying that a lot recently, like with all the leak
A
stuff
little
that,
desperate.
yeah, it wasn't really leaks. I think we've all come to the agreement that they were releasing that stuff themselves just to build some hype.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then not to have some trailers. I mean, we did get a Daredevil trailer, but I mean, it's kind of late for a Daredevil trailer. It feels like almost like it comes out in a couple like March, and we just got it like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. They're operating weird right now. There's really no telling what they're gonna do.
Well, and somebody said we're confirmed to get a Spider-Man and a Doomsday trailer next
Oh, for
Sunday.
the Super Bowl.
We're
a
confirmed
lot.
to get both.
Is that? But it doesn't like it just doesn't make any sense. Like
That
build
doesn't make
hype
any
for one
sense
of
to
them.
me.
Like no, you're missing out on two potential big like moments in your year that you could have people, just droves of people watching your videos. Getting that ad revenue money and stuff like that, and you're just gonna
Yeah.
drop. That just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I'm not gonna believe that one until I see it because
Yeah, same.
that just
I was like, source, and
that's
trust me, bro.
yeah, literally. So I don't know. I do think we'll get the Spider-Man one. If I had to pick one or the other, I think it'll be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Who knows? We might just get another Doomsday teaser, a minute 15-second trailer.
Dude, why? Oh,
it's
I
it's
don't-
crazy.
did we not get enough hype from the Avatar intro trailers? What do you think? Do you think that do you think they fell flat?
I think they fell very flat. I think the only one that was like I think the like if they had just released these teasers like just straight up, I think they would not
Normal.
have been. Yeah, I don't think they would have been viewed as much, honestly. I think the leak thing had a lot of people wanting to watch stuff just because they're like, "Oh, I watched the leak, like I saw it early, like all that stuff." I think if they would have just put these teasers out, it kind of would have just been like, whatever." Like Steve Rogers is back. We kind of been that's been being leaked for forever now, right?
Yeah.
Thor's in it. Yeah, we knew Thor was going to be in it. I think the X-Men one would have done pretty good because that's a big actual talking point of Doomsday. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see. We'll see when
Yeah.
these trailers drop. I am excited for the Spider-Man trailer, but it's so weird. Marvel is just weird right now.
Yeah. Still like it.
Yeah, it's still good. We're
Yeah.
still enjoying it. We're still
Which is
talking
funny
about it.
because I think Wonder Man's probably a top 5 TV project.
I I'm only 2 episodes in, but I could see it landing in there for me. I mean, like when we talk about Marvel's best TV projects, like Loki's number one. What probably
Hawkeye's
put
number 2.
WandaVision in there.
I put
WandaVision in there
Hawkeye and
somewhere,
Moon
maybe.
Knight.
I loved Moon Knight. Yeah, I put Moon Knight up there.
Yeah. Yeah, my
Um,
list goes Loki, Hawkeye, Wanda, Moon Knight, then Wonder Man.
Probably Wonder Man. That's
Yeah.
probably. I feel like that's definitely the best of what we've gotten from Marvel.
And honestly, Wonder Man could bump Moon Knight. I just loved Oscar Isaac's performance and the
Yeah,
action. Even though I was disappointed in Moon Knight because I felt like they left so much on the table, like it underperformed my expectations and what they could have done, it was still really good.
yeah.
So
Well, we talked about with the character, the guy that's playing Simon in Wonder Man. I'm not even try to say his name, but
I think it's
like
Jaya.
just letting the actors just act. That's what they did with Oscar Isaac. Like they just let him, hey, go be Moon Knight, play these two different roles, and it was done really well. So I hope we get another Moon. You know, that's something we haven't talked about much. Is like what are some things that we hope we get to see more of? I feel like the Moon Knight rumors have been around literally since that show ended. Like, when are we gonna get Moon Knight back? Is he gonna come back? I don't
He's not
know.
coming
It's
back.
so. I don't think so either. I think there's also like some turmoil with Oscar Isaac and Disney.
Yeah.
They're like not agreeing on stuff, and so
Yeah, he was really upset when Disney bent the knee to one of Trump's orders or something and fired
yeah,
somebody. I don't know. I try to
yeah.
stay out of
So
politics.
I don't even know what's going on in the world most of the time. I just watch my comic book shows and read my comic books and
Yeah. I'm just over here like, Jesus is amazing and we'll do as much for him as we can and on the
yeah,
side we'll watch some comics.
yep. That's about our life at this point. But no, I've enjoyed Wonder Man. I know that's been the main topic of the show. I'm excited to watch some more of it, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it as much because that makes
Yeah.
me more excited to actually continue. If you had said like it gets pretty rough, I'd probably be like, I don't know if I'll watch it. Kind of like Ironheart. I tried to
Oh,
watch that show. I watched like half of the first episode and I wasn't enjoying it. And then knowing what you had to say about it, I was like, I'm not even going to continue. Like, it's just not worth
yeah.
it.
It
So
wasn't worth it. But dude, Chelsea was excited and tuned in for Wonder Man. She
good.
liked it.
Well, Danielle watched those first 2 episodes with me and she's enjoying it as well. And
Good.
like for us, that's a really good gauge of if it's like good for
really
like the
is.
more common viewers because like we're gonna like a lot of this stuff regardless. But when our wives enjoy it, we're like, all right, maybe they got something here. Maybe this is actually a good TV show.
That's funny.
Yep.
But
But
all right.
Wonder Man, it's good so
Super good.
far. We'll see how it goes.
Top 5 Marvel.
And you got to catch up on Fallout at some point.
I know. I'm the same way that you were with Ironheart for this one, but it's different because I know it's not bad. I, it's just not catching me.
When I would agree, like those first couple episodes, I didn't feel like the show had a lot of direction. Like it did
Yeah,
kind of just feel like
I felt like
we're in the
nothing
desert.
happened.
I would agree with you because I felt like that
Okay,
too. But then when you get to, I think it's episode 3, maybe I think it's episode 3. You really start to see that they do have a direction of where they're going. I think it was episode 4 that I said is the best episode of the entire series so far. And these last 2 episodes have been fantastic. And the
Is
finale is
that
tomorrow night.
episode
So
is that the one where he kills the dude, where Maximus kills my favorite actor? Or is
which
that the episode
one was
after that?
that? Who was your favorite actor?
The favorite actor in the show is I love him so much I can't think of his name.
I was like, there's a lot of killing that goes on in Fallout, so I'm not quite sure
Yeah.
which character we're talking about here.
His name.
Oh, the guy that in the Kenobi show that plays I think I know who you're talking about. That's like the courier for.
He's the guy who shows up at the end of episode 2. Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah. I think that's at the end of episode 3.
Yeah, that's the last thing I've seen.
3 episodes. Yeah, so episode 4 is, I think, the best episode of the entire series. I loved episode 4. So
okay.
I think it's 4. I'd have to go back. I always forget which episode's which. But I'd recommend you get through this one, especially the finale's tomorrow. And I'm so sad that it's the finale, but man, it's so good. It's my favorite thing on television right now. Like, that is the thing that I'm tuning in for every week. I'm loving it.
Okay.
So, and there is a really funny like thing that happens in the last episode that like I want to tell you, and I think it'd be like a funny thing, but you won't get it until you watch it. So you got to at least get to the last episode, because there's like
I will
one
watch
scene.
It.
There's one scene where I legit am still like giggling about it when I think about it, because it's actually funny. So you'll have to let me know when you catch up, because it's so good.
Yeah, got a busy week, but we'll try. We'll try to see.
Oh, I don't expect you to catch up in a week. That's a lot of TV.
Hey, dude, I don't. Sometimes I just refuse to sleep.
You see, I do not do that.
Yeah,
I'm like, I need more sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I've done everything I can do for the day. I can get either 6 hours of sleep now, or I could get 4 hours of sleep and watch a movie.
I'll take the 4 hours. No, not me. I'm like, I could get my 8 hours of sleep now, or I could get 9 hours of sleep. I'm taking the 9 hours of sleep.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. No shot. I can't remember the last time I got 9 hours.
Oh, dude. I try to as much as I can. Like, if
that's really smart.
If I'm like, it's like 9:30 and I'm like, I've done everything I need to do. I'm like, you know what? Just go to bed. Just go to sleep.
That's awesome.
So
I should be like that. I can't.
I like my sleep. I like my sleep. But
all right,
fun stuff.
Hey, one thing I want to ask the listeners, and this is specifically to the listeners, we are considering stopping the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and going solely to YouTube. One of that is financial reasons, to maintain the podcast on just those portions actually is a financial burden. And then the editing for the uploads of those is significantly time consuming in addition to the YouTube. So if you really want that to stay, reach out to us, because most of our viewers have gone to YouTube, and we haven't really had any interaction or engagement from that side of the town. So if you are one of those who are like, hey, I listen every single week and I only will listen on those platforms, let us know. But it's something we're throwing around. We wanted to hear from the viewers. So, and if you didn't stick around till now to hear that, then we should have been probably more entertaining.
Going away. So this might have been the last you heard of us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it for me. Jacob, you got anything?
Nah, another short week. Hopefully we have some big stuff to come up. I mean, I know March is going to be crazy.
March is big.
March is big. So might be a calm calm month. February might be a little bit more of a calm month leading up to that point, but March is a big one. March will have a lot to talk about, especially with that 3-episode drop of Invincible. 3 episodes for the premiere. That's crazy.
That's gonna be
like
wild.
3 hours. 3 hours of Invincible right off the bat. So
I know you're so pumped for that.
Yeah, that one is that's when I will lose sleep over. I literally when I watched Invincible for the very first time, after you had told me, you're like, hey, you need to check out Invincible. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I watched the entire season in one sitting. I watched all of season 1 in one time. So
it makes me happy that I introduced you to that.
Yeah, Invincible is one of those things that I'll lose sleep over Invincible.
That's awesome.
So, yep.
So good. All right. Well, y'all, thanks so much for tuning in to the Weekly Fix here. Let us know what you thought about Wonder Man. Am I overhyping it? Is it just meh? Or is it actually good TV? We think it's actually good TV. I'm really excited for Jacob to finish this and kind of get to see his ranking. I didn't give my rating for this. I was going to wait until Jacob watched it because I didn't want to skew his opinion of it. So he knows it's kind of high, but he doesn't know where it's at. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening, watching, or whatever you're doing. Just don't be watching in the car. So,
And if you are, just pull over.
yeah, or set the phone to the side with it upside down.
Just listen. Yeah, just listen. Yeah.
All
Or if
right,
you get one of those like things that like you can put in your like vent and it like holds your phone right there for you.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just listen. We're not that entertaining to watch. All right.
Not yet.
Not yet. We don't have any
Yeah, we're
fireworks
getting there.
yet. But
No,
hey,
we'll get there.
thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Weekly Fix.